Welcome back to Dungeons and Chronics. Thank you for being here. Today I'm gonna do this little bookshelf. I made it yesterday, but I was having a hard time charging my phone, and that's what I filmed with. But I'm gonna make another one today to show you how I made it with a few scrap pieces of foam, a couple of beads, and I used a used tea bag for the scrolls, and I did my candles a little different. I used a piece of foam for the candle, and basically that's about it. So here's most of the stuff you're gonna need. Some decorative beads. I got some smaller ones. I don't know if you can see this one. I use them like corks, lids, these little smaller ones here. So you see the decorative beads. I already put a top on this one. This is used tea bags. A toothpick. The toothpick is one for the beads to help you glue the lid on it and also to roll up the scrolls so they could be nice and tight. Some foam, construction paper, so you can make the books. Put a little construction paper and glue, and you could paint these up different colors if you want, and that'll be for the books. I also use this book that I found in the trash, which I used before, so you can make a little open book, which is gonna hopefully sit on the top of the shelf. So when I did this, I used Volo Damp for scaling. When I started crafting, I didn't have no minis or anything or interest in you know getting minis or none of that. I just wanted to do some crafting. But now that I have minis, a lot of the things I did beforehand, before getting minis, are not really to scale because I was just doing it. But now that I have minis, I always use one for scaling. I usually use this guy. In my mind, he's my playable character, my level 0 character. Here, I don't have a character sheet. I'm gonna do that soon. I'm sorry, I'm a little off topic but he already has a name. His name is Rowan Harthorn, and he's in my mind a fighter, a gardener. And the saying is better to have a warrior in the garden than a gardener at a wall. Well, he's gonna have to man up pretty soon. But anyway, I usually use this guy for scaling because that's my character in my head. But I used Volodamp, and since I made it already yesterday, what I did was I used this for scaling, and hopefully I'm gonna do a couple of corrections to some mistakes that I did here, so I won't do them here. One, I did like I split it in the middle to make like 3 planks, and it made this very comparable. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do the wood carving without making it look like planks. And to glue this bead here, once I had it like this, was a little difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue the bead first before I put it there, and hopefully that won't give me so much of a headache as this did. So the first thing I'm gonna do is my wood carving. Show you a little bit, and I'm gonna do the rest off camera for time. You know how I do my pencil wood carving, just a bunch of wiggly lines. That's all with a pencil, I'm gonna do the rest and glue this up. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna paint it before I glue it. That was another thing that was. Another wood carving done. Now we're gonna glue this up. Well, I'm gonna paint it first and work on the books while I'm painting, while it's drying. Of course, since this is a little tiny piece, we're gonna use some Mod Podge with black paint. So as we're waiting for our disassembled bookshelf to dry, we're gonna work on doing a couple of the books. That's it. Hopefully they're gonna look like this, and then you can paint this up whatever color you want. So we take a piece of construction paper. If you like, you could use tan, brown. You could use actually paper bag. You know, excuse me. So I already got a piece of foam cut, and I cut this to a better size to manage. But we're gonna put a little bit of Mod Podge. Actually, I'm gonna use. It's better to do Mod Podge, but just for time, I'm gonna do hot glue. So here we go. Okay, I'll have to do something about that. So we're gonna cut the access of this construction paper off. And I should have used the Mod Podge instead of the hot glue. But anything that's flapping like this, use the little book I made out of the book. A little bit for size reference. Oh, don't want to do that. It's best you use a really sharp blade so you don't get no curves and no pinching and no pulling. I'll just glue that back on. I'm gonna do a few more off camera, and I'm gonna work on the scroll like this, and the 3 scrolls that are tied up here. For the scroll, I cut out this is a used tea bag, which I'm using for a tent and other stuff. So what I do is I roll it up a little bit here. I'm gonna put like a bead of hot glue and just slowly roll it up nice and tight. It's a little too tight. I'm gonna put a little bit of, I'm gonna put Mod Podge. I'm gonna put Mod Podge. See, I got some on my finger instead of the hot glue. Hold on, I need a little more. Yeah, because the hot glue yesterday gave me a hard time getting it off the toothpick, and hopefully this will be better. I ended up putting my hot glue here a little bit and carefully because I wanted a quick hold, because I want this one to stay like that. You see? Having tough trouble pulling that off. So yesterday the glue stick, I guess, worked out better because I managed to get the toothpick out, and with the Mod Podge I wasn't able to do it. But anyway, here we go. That's the scroll. It's gonna go like that. What I want to do that I didn't do on this one is I got this Sharpie. I'm just gonna Just, I don't know. So I painted all the pieces I needed. This is burnt sienna, and now I'm gonna use my shaky hands soft suede to give it a highlight. I'm gonna do this one on camera, then do the rest off, and then I'm gonna hit it with a light dry brushing of vanilla. That's the plan. When I'm doing this, I always like to start with the side that's not gonna show too much, but that'll show the least. That way, if it's too much paint, I'll know. And then what I do is I compare these to these. You see, you can already see the difference. I'm gonna do the rest off camera. So I just wanted to show you the difference before I keep going. And the last highlight of vanilla, I'm gonna do it when I glue it all up. So before I go any further, I want to show you how I did the little bottle, potion, or whatever you want to consider it. I had to sand down the toothpick to get it to fit, you know. Just a decorative bead, give it a touch of hot glue. A nice little bead to go. And then I don't know where my lighter is. I just run the lighter a little bit to get the excess glue, or just glue it to the back. Now the toothpick don't come out, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it in, you know, for strength anyway, and you can't really tell, but there you go. I cut the excess toothpick off. So I'm gonna show you how I did this candle with a piece of foam. I'm just trying to cover up the foam with hot glue and let this dry a little bit so I can do the flame tip. So for the tip, I just try to put a little flop and twist it. Use gravity too. So you're left with something like this. Then you take your scissors or your cut it to a more desirable length. Then you Mod Podge it. I do it twice just to give it a good base coat because it's hot glue and it doesn't take the paint so well the first time. And a little off-white, a little vanilla, some red and yellow for the tip. You got yourself a little candle. Few finishing touches before I glue the top to it. Just want to glue the scrolls and the books in. It just makes it easier for me this way. I already got everything like measured out, so I know it's gonna fit. And I did a lot of dry fitting. I'm not even gonna glue that because it's got a nice little tight fit. There you go, the bookshelf. Not exactly like that one, but that was the point. I don't know. Let me know which one you like better. Oh, crap, I didn't put yellow or orange on the tip. I'll do that later. So let me know which one you like better. The new one or this one. They're both new. I just made this one yesterday. To Bookshelf, Dungeons and Chronics. Get the crafting. Thank you for being here. Get the crafting.